Hello viewers, today's topic of discussion will be maximum power transfer theorem. I will restrict my discussions to DC circuits. To begin with, let us take this numerical. As you can see, you need to find the value of this unknown resistance R so that your maximum power is transferred to the resistance value 3 ohm. So in this circuit, this 3 ohm is your load resistance value, which can be denoted as RL. So if you apply maximum power transfer theorem directly in this numerical as RL equals to RTH, then the parallel combination of this R and 6 ohm should be equals to your 3 ohm. So the value of R will be equal to 6 ohm, but this is not correct. What is the mistake that we have done in this? So let's find out. Let us denote the current flowing through this 3 ohm as I. Then power delivered to the load PL is given as I square into RL. So in this we know that this RL is fixed. So the power is directly proportional to I square. So for this power to be maximum, I should be maximum. Okay, PL can be maximum when I is maximum, and for this I to be maximum, the input resistance looking from the source terminal Rin should be minimum. So for this Rin to be minimum, the parallel combination of R and 6 ohm should be minimum. So the value of R will be equal to 0, so that the parallel combination of R and 6 ohm is minimum. So the correct answer is 0. Before proceeding further, I want to make a point here that for applying the maximum power transfer theorem, your value of load resistance should be a variable one. Otherwise, you need to find the condition for which the current flowing through the load is maximum. So, putting this fact in the form of statement, we can write this theorem is applicable when the load is variable. Otherwise, you need to select the minimum internal impedance which results in maximum current to the load. Okay, this is our first point. Let us come to our second point. Our second point is, before actually implementing maximum power transfer theorem, first you have to replace the entire circuit by its Thevenin's equivalent across the load. Then you can adjust the load so that maximum power is transferred to the load. In today's discussions, I will restrict myself to DC. So this is our first case in which we will restrict ourselves to DC. Here in this circuit, this combination of VTH and RTH represents the Thevenin's equivalent of the rest part of the circuit, which is connected in series with this load resistance RL, and which is a variable one. So in this case, if I need to find the power delivered to the load, then we know power equals to I square into R. Here I nothing but your loop current. It is equals to total voltage VTH divided by total resistance, that is nothing but sum of RTH value with RL. So I can replace I by VTH divided by RTH plus RL. So this is the expression for the power delivered to the load. So if I need to find the condition for the maximum power transfer, then I need to differentiate this expression with respect to RL, and the expressions should be equated to 0, and by solving that expressions you will find this relation, that is your load resistance RL should be equal to your Thevenin equivalent resistance. To explain this further, I will take up one example for you. In this numerical, you need to find the value of RL for which maximum power is delivered to the load. In addition to that, you need to find the maximum power that has been transferred to the load. So let us simulate this circuit in the Multisim software. And as we know, the first step would be to find the Thevenin equivalent for this part of the circuitry, keeping load resistance to be open. Now this is the circuit except the load resistance. You need to find the open circuited voltage across this, that is your VTH, and Thevenin equivalent resistance looking from right to left. So this will give me RTH. Okay, so let us first find the VTH, that is nothing but your open circuited voltage. So for this, I will select one multimeter. To rotate, press Ctrl R. I will just make the connections. Double click on this multimeter. Select V to act as an voltmeter and select DC. If I now run the simulations, then I can see the VTH to be 22 volt. So let us stop the simulation now and try to find Thevenin resistance. To find the Thevenin resistance RTH looking from right towards the left, we know the independent sources need to be turned off. Now this voltage source is turned off by an short circuit and current source is turned off by an open circuit. So let us do the modification now. And for calculating RTH, you need to remove this ground terminal. I will select a multimeter. To rotate it, press Ctrl R. Make the connections. Double click on it select ohm meter. If I run this simulation now, you will see the RTH, that is your Thevenin resistance, to be 9 ohm and Thevenin voltage to be 22 volt. So using this, I will form now your Thevenin equivalent circuit. As you can see, I have replaced this part of the circuitry by its Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So for any further calculation, I will take this circuit. Now, after finding Thevenin's equivalent circuit across the load, next we need to find the value of RL for which the maximum power will be delivered to the load. For this, I will go to Simulate, Analysis and Simulation. Next, I will select Parameter Sweep. Now, with this Parameter Sweep analysis, you can verify the operation of the circuit by simulating across a range of values for a component parameter. The effect is same as simulating the circuit several times for each one of the values. So here I will be changing the resistance parameter of this load resistor and check the value for which the maximum power will be delivered to this load resistor. Now, under this parameter sweep, I will select device parameter. Under device type, I will select resistor, since I have to change the resistor value. Next, from this drop down menu, I will select RL. Under parameter tab, you can see different parameters that are associated with the resistor RL. The first one is the length of the resistor. Next, resistance of the resistor, sensitivity of the resistor. TC stands for temperature coefficient, temp stands for temperature, W stands for width of the resistor. So out of this, I will select resistance that need to be swept. Next, you can see that its present value is 1000 ohm, which is equivalent to 1 kilo ohm. Here in the description field, you can see a brief description of parameters selected. Under sweep variation type, I will select decade. The sweep variations type dictates how to calculate the interval between start and stop values. So let us take start value to 0.5 ohm and stop value to 10 mega ohm. And now number of points per decade. So if you select more number of points per decade, then the curve will be more smoothened. So for our case, 10 points per decade will be sufficient. Now, under the analysis to sweep, you can see various analysis. out of this, I will select DC operating point. So DC operating point analysis calculates the behavior of the circuit when a DC voltage or current is applied to it. The result of the analysis is generally referred to as bias point or question point or Q point. Before going any further, I want to make a point here that in the original circuit, the value of RL is set at 1 kilo ohm. You can leave this at whatever value you want, because when you do a sweep, it is this window that sets the value for the sweep, which in this case is 0.5 ohm to 10 mega ohm. Next, I will go to Output tab. So in the Output tab, you can see a list of variables over here. So out of these variables, I need power that is being delivered to the load resistor RL. So I will select PRL and click on Add. So I will run the simulation now. As you run the simulation, you can see this graph. So let me change its background to a lighter one. To change, I will click on this tab. As you can see in this graph, the vertical axis corresponds to the power delivered to the load resistor RL, which is measured in watt, and the horizontal axis corresponds to the range of value of RL over which the sweep analysis has been carried out. For each value of RL, there is a corresponding value of power that is being delivered to the load. As you move along the graph, there is a peak power that corresponds to a particular value of RL. So we need to find this value of peak power that is being delivered to the load and its corresponding value of RL. So for this, I will make use of show grid option so that coordinate points on the graph are easily readable. Let me select the cursors, then click on show cursors. So you will get two cursors over here. So as I move one of the cursors towards right, you can see over here X2 and Y2 will vary as I move the cursor along the graph. So this X2 corresponds to the value of RL and Y2 corresponds to the value of power that is being delivered to the load. So now if I move this cursor towards left from this point or either towards right, then you will see that your power delivered to the load will decay in both the sides. So let me move the cursor towards left. So you can notice that your Y2 value decreases, and as I move this cursor from the peak point towards the right, your Y2 value gets decreases. Now I want to set this cursor so that your Y2 is a maximum one, so that we can get the maximum power that is being delivered to the load. So if I set this cursor at its peak, you can see the corresponding coordinate point over here. So you can see your peak power is 13.4 watt when your value of RL is 9.3 ohm. So this is how you can simulate the circuit to find the maximum power corresponding to a particular value of RL. That's all for today. Thank you.